The term minibus means different things to different people. For some, it's associated with the taxi market. For others, it's family transport. And in the literal sense of the word, a minibus is just that, a small bus meant to carry people. Now, Ford is a new player in the minibus segment, but there's nothing mini about the Ford Tourneo.
The model under scrutiny here is the Tourneo Custom 2.2 TDCi Trend long wheelbase. Quite a mouthful, I know, but then this package promises a lot of motoring. The long wheelbase version has a 3.3 metre wheelbase and an overall length of 5.34 metres, but although it looks tall, the Tourneo is actually less than 2 metres high, which means it won't get stuck in underground parking garages.
There's not much space for creativity when it comes to the styling of a minibus. After all, it really is just a box on wheels designed to maximise space as much as possible. But at least in terms of the Ford, the front end is quite prominent, and it does actually show you the typical Ford design language as we've already seen on the Focus and the Fiesta.
The Tourneo's shape is attractive and contemporary in a chunky, no-nonsense kind of way, while the wedged waistline, sculpted wheel arches, slim extended taillight clusters and the raked windscreen add visual appeal. But since it shares its underpinnings and basic shape with the latest Ford Transit, the Tourneo's silhouette is more utilitarian than leisure-orientated. On the move, the Ford looks muscular and purposeful, thanks to a powerful stance and relatively short overhangs. Those functional proportions also mean that there's a lot of space inside, which is the whole point of a vehicle like this.
Because this is the long wheelbase version of the Tourneo, the interior is truly massive. There's space for 8 occupants, including the driver, in 3 seating rows, and the entire seating can be configured to suit particular applications. You can fold them down, you can take them out, you can actually run this as a cargo van as well. And the luggage space, even with all the seats in place, is very generous as well. Even better though, this vehicle is particularly well equipped, and in fact, in terms of features, it rivals many fancy passenger cars.
Apart from the elevated seating, the cockpit is certainly more car than bus. The individual seats feel as comfortably sculpted as they look, and the dashboard layout is modern and inviting, with a comprehensive spread of controls and features that includes a multifunction steering wheel and a dashboard-mounted gearshift lever. Analog primary dials are augmented by 2 digital displays, the first offering trip computer data, while the other provides a visual interface for the multimedia system. The center console switchgear remains too cluttered for intuitive use, however. Comprehensive standard equipment levels embrace everything from climate control, electric front windows and remote central locking to smart cloth upholstery. And there's stretch-out space for all 8 occupants. The inviting interior is a precursor to a ride that's surprisingly car-like, given the Tourneo's generous dimensions. Its stiff and rigid body structure, linked to a suspension offering a good compromise between tautness and damping, allows decent refinement, even over less than ideal surfaces.
The Trend version of the long wheelbase Tourneo gets a 2.2-litre turbo diesel engine rated at 92 kilowatts of maximum power, linked to 350 newton-meters of torque. Given that the vehicle weighs a full 2 tons, that sounds barely adequate, although in practice it goes fairly well. The gearbox, a 6-speed manual.
It's a willing drivetrain with gear ratios selected to provide good low-down response and decent open-road cruising. Combined cycle fuel consumption is rated at 6.5 litres per 100 kilometres, although you'd be hard-pressed to achieve that in real-world conditions, and especially with a full load on board. We managed no better than 8 litres per 100 k's and averaged well over 10. But piloting the Tourneo is much more engaging than expected.
Utility is more important than performance with a vehicle of this kind, but I have to say it does feel quite sprightly as far as dynamics are concerned. Not particularly quick from the 0 to 100, about 15 seconds or so. Top speed 157 kilometers an hour, but more importantly, it cruises easily at the legal limit. It has cruise control, and you probably need to use the gears a little bit on the uphills, but generally really nice and comfortable to drive.
Given its primary role as a people carrier, safety is an important aspect and one that's comprehensively addressed via inertia reel seatbelts for each seating position, the optimized body structure already mentioned, and front, side and curtain airbags. ABS brakes and stability control are also included, vindicating the Tourneo's 5-star Euro NCAP safety rating.
The Ford Tourneo is a welcome addition to the people mover market in South Africa. It combines space, utility on the one side, with a comfortable and well-equipped cabin on the other. It's not going to win any sprinting prizes, and it gets a bit ungainly when the spaces are tight, but it's a star on the open road, and the turbo diesel is pretty economical too.
Most of all, the Tourneo offers an enjoyable motoring experience, proving that big, boxy and practical can equate to driving fun as well. A willing turbo diesel engine finds a good compromise between pep and economy, while the 6-speed gearbox offers just the right set of ratios. Oodles of space, high comfort levels and a long list of features make spending time in this Ford a pleasure, but slotting into tight parking spaces can be challenging.